Nathan, sorry we can't hear you, but I see the excitement and I'm so
You know what?
excited.
We are so excited I even forgot to push, but I just want to welcome all of you to CI, and we're waiting for you. We can't wait to get out in person. It's a really a great opportunity for us to get to know each one of you. And so we look forward to meeting with you. My name is Nathan Avery. I'm Assistant Director for Campus Recreation, and I'll let the other all-stars introduce themselves.
My name is Lauren. I'm the Rec Sports Assistant for Campus Recreation, and I'm also an alumni.
Whoa, look out.
My name is Josh Wade. I'm the Assistant Director for Campus Recreation, excuse me, and I work out at the Boating Center, which is approximately 30 minutes from campus.
Great. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to entertain all of you as well as just have fun. Okay. I know we're not zoomed out yet. Let's keep on going. And it's just nice to have you guys here. We're going to just tell you a little bit about campus recreation, and then we can't wait to see you when time's available. So let's get this show going.
All right, so Nathan and I are going to start it off today, and we are just going to outline everything about recreational sports. So we're going to go over the rec center. We're going to go over our multi-purpose and field spaces that we have on campus, and then also go over some programs that we have. So we'll talk about informal recreation, our fitness program, our intramural sports program, and finally our sports club program.
All right, so we definitely want each one of you to take advantage of your opportunities at CI. Right now, we're in the virtual environment. We're doing esports. We're doing virtual challenges. We're doing a lot of different things right now, but we just can't wait until you can come back and get on campus. We want to make sure that you know that there's a locker room. We have various facilities. We have great fitness equipment, brand new equipment that we're gonna break out and we're gonna start using, and we'll keep you informed as well as we can. I just encourage all of you to become members of Campus Recreation, so then you're informed. And then now, if you are students, you have our ID, we can get you started by going to our fitness classes, whether it's yoga, Zumba, etc. And so you can take advantage of our programs. We want to make sure that you understand that we have a recreation center, and then we have, various fields. But I want you to know about the recreation center, to where we have TRX bands in there. We play volleyball, basketball, indoor soccer, even indoor tennis. So there's other things that you might not know about. And then that fitness area, we just spruced it up a little bit. And we really are looking forward to opening that up to you. Let's go to the next one, Lauren.
All right, so the next component is our multi-purpose fields. So if you've ever been to campus before, when you drive in on University Drive, the left-hand side, we have our north fields. So there we have a softball field. We also have 2 regulation size fields for lacrosse, soccer, flag football, and ultimate. Typically, we have our sports club games there, and then we also do our intramural sports out there. And then Potrero Field is right down the street from the rec center, across the street from Anacapa Housing, and that we have a size of a regulation fields for lacrosse, and usually we do our sports club practices out there. And if you grab a ball from the rec center, that's a great place to go because it's right down the street.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that you feel comfortable being at CI. We're part of one family, and we just invite you to come in and meet other students. That's why we're here. We want to connect you with others. Whether you have the same interest or not, it's really important that we all get acquainted, especially if you're going to be here a while. We want you to take advantage of informal sports. We have various equipment that we're able to check out, etc. And everything from basketballs to volleyball. But when we talk about informal rec, when you hear that phrase, it's essentially where you can come in and just shoot some hoops, and you don't have to worry about lugging a basketball around because we have those for you. Same thing with volleyball, etc. So we have a list on our website of what various equipment we have. Virtual environment, it's a little bit challenged, but we'll get there soon. And then we're really, I guess, enthused about, we just brought on a new student assistant. We hire student assistants, everybody, or everything from front of desk attendants to even sailing instructors for kids camps. So there's a whole, range of different opportunities for CI students. And the latest opportunity, we opened up for a new Zumba instructor that's a CI student. So want to encourage you, if you are into boot camps, Zumba, power yoga, etc., please get in touch with us so we can get acquainted with you. But these are some of the activities that each semester it's different, but those are some of the ones that we've offered in the past. And right now we're offering Zumba, boot camp, and yoga. So hope to see you there. And then personal training. If you know personal trainers, we'll bring them our way, because we like to allow those trainers to train other CI students and then staff and faculty that have the memberships. Great.
All right, for our intramural sports, we have a bunch of pictures going on this screen, but I like to point out a few. The last time we were in person, we got to do a volleyball tournament, so that picture's on there. We have our flag football going on. We do ping pong tournaments, so if you're not into getting on a field and running around, we also have things that are a little more low key, and we try to switch it up every semester. For our sports clubs, we also have some sports club pictures up there, soccer, lacrosse, sailing, a bunch of different things to get involved in. Right now, we have 11 different sports clubs, and those clubs travel and play different universities, similar to a soccer club that you would play on, or a travel baseball team. Do you want to add anything for that, Nathan?
Yeah, I just want to share with you, I encourage all of you to participate in a sports club or some type of club on campus, because that's what it's all about. You need to differentiate yourselves from others, and how you do that is connecting with others that have similar or different interests. But these sports club programs are really essential, because not only they build, business savvy, but they also, build that teamwork mentality. And to join a sports club, all you need to do is contact the president of the club, and they'll tell you when they're having the next meetings. And those links are on our website. So hopefully you'll go to our website, and then you can connect to whether it's surfing, Hannah from surfing, she's the pres, or somebody from soccer, etc. But if you do have questions, you can always email Lauren or myself just to find out what the details are. You don't be shy, just throw over a question. You don't even have to put a period in it, and I'll return it to you. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Lauren and Nathan. So before I dive into waterfront outdoor activities or outdoor adventures, I noticed that there's some questions on the Q&A about cost. A lot of our programs are free. Majority of them are. From my side of the house, for waterfront and outdoor adventures, the only thing that costs money is the overnight trips of the outdoor adventure program, but all the waterfront programs, sailing, kayaking, everything that we're going to speak about is free. And a lot of the day hikes are free. The overnight trips, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So next slide, please. So at the boating center, we have two program areas that are kind of housed out of there. That's the waterfront activities and then also outdoor adventures. And we do a lot of community groups and also groups that are within CI. So a lot of academic programs, clubs and orgs, you name it. If there's a group of students that want to come out and do a specialized program, we want to have you come out there this is pre-COVID, but we're hoping to get back to that level soon. Next slide, please. So at the boating center, like I said, it's roughly 14 miles away. It takes roughly about 30 minutes if you don't get stuck behind a tractor or someone that's driving slow. We offer non-credit recreational classes. So you don't get credit for them, unfortunately. Like Nathan mentioned, our side of the house, we do employ a lot of students. So if you're interested in working for us, reach out to one of us and we'll get in contact with you. We don't unfortunately rent equipment, but you can participate in either sailing, kayaking, or stand-up paddleboarding in one of our classes that we offer. Next slide, please. So our instructional classes, like I mentioned, we have different levels of sailing classes. We have a kayaking program, and then we also have a sunset kayaking program. We do a coastal cleanup where you're either stand-up paddleboarding or kayaking, and you're helping to remove debris from our waterway. We also have a stand-up paddleboarding program. Other programming opportunities, we do a lot of team building activities, a lot of specialized programming if a group of students want to come out and do something specific that's outside of our instructional classes. And again, you can either participate in sailing, kayak, or stand-up paddleboarding. This is the picture here. We're sailing right out of the harbor, probably 1.5 miles off the coast. And the people sailing the boats are all of our sailing instructors. And then also we have some youth that are in those boats as well. Next slide, please. So for the outdoor adventures, we do a lot of day hikes, both within walking distance from campus, and then also a lot of hikes that are within really close proximity to campus. Speaking of transportation, we don't provide any transportation out to the boating center or to any of our outdoor adventure programs, but we do encourage carpooling. So we can, if you don't have transportation, we can get you in contact with other people that are participating in that same program and try to connect you. Some of the trips that we've done in the past, we've gone backpacking in Los Padres, we've gone to Santa Cruz Island, Santa Rosa Island, we've gone river rafting at the Kern, and then we also, this is pre-COVID, we go rock climbing up in Santa Barbara. The picture here is backpacking just north of Ojai along the Sespe River, and it just got done raining, but you would never notice because the students are still having fun. And we also have a rental program. So if you aren't able to go on any of our overnight hikes, we can talk to you and you can rent for free, like a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, and a backpack, and kind of go on your own adventure. And if you have questions or need ideas for that, we can definitely hook you up. Next slide. So this is our contact information for both the boating center. My colleague Jennifer Marivola and I are on the right, and then Lauren and Nathan are on the left. Our website's there, and then our Instagram stuff is up at the top right. I'll kick it back to Lauren and Nathan, or sorry, yeah, Lauren and Nathan, thanks.
Yeah, we look forward to any questions you have. And Captain Wade, I call him that because he is a captain. He has a lot of experience during for rescues and a lot of outdoor survival experience, etc. And one of those things that is very important, for all of us is to realize, like, hey, is this an opportunity? You get an opportunity to be able to meet somebody like Captain Wade that has, those type of survival skills. So why not ask him some questions and get that, get that opportunity to talk with him. And then you also have, the other all-star, which is Lauren, that is a past alumni, right? Or she's alumni of CI, that if you do have any questions about those, classes, that type of thing, you can always ask her. But I know that you're being guided in the right direction with your orientation leaders, and we're so thankful to have them, and just look forward to getting back into action. And if we're not on campus, we're going to be virtual, and we're going to be doing things that you all want to do, hopefully. And if you see something that you would like on campus, if you could just let us know. But we'll do what we can to say yes and not say no to what the questions are, if it's possible. So with the risk manager, etc. All right, so I'll turn it over to Lauren, and then we'll answer any questions you guys have.
All right. Catherine, is it fine if we just go through the Q&A?
Yeah, sure. And thank you so much for the great presentation. I learned so much about our recreation, campus recreation. There's so much more information I didn't know that we had and offered for our students. So definitely we have a lot of questions here for you all. First question, what kind of esports is there?
All right, so esports is something that we started this year being virtual. So we've offered Madden, Call of Duty, FIFA, and MLB The Show. So we've done different things like that, but we're actually in the works partnering with both ASI and Clubs and Works. So next year, esports can be an even bigger and better presence on campus.
Thank you. The next question is, do you have to be enrolled in a PE class to take advantage of the rec or sports activities?
Not at all. You just have to be a member, and all that means is you have to just go through our registered program or registration program, and all that is one click from our website to become a student member. There's no additional cost because you pay for fees for recreation, and with that comes the use of all the facilities as well as the programming for fitness, as I mentioned, and other things. But I would definitely encourage all of you before any of the rush comes, just to do it online and get it done and over with, and you don't have to do it for another year. So every year you just have to register. Josh, anything specific on your group? No. Okay.
All right, thank you. And I know you've mentioned that classes are free. Just to make sure, how much does kickboxing cost? I think I've answered my question. Is that right? Free?
Yeah, so for all of the fitness classes, they're all going to be free. That includes things like Zumba, yoga, kickboxing. All we ask is that students are current CI students and that they sign a waiver at the beginning of each semester.
Thank you. Next question is there anything for like skateboarding or longboarding that you offer?
I could take this one too, Nathan.
Okay, go ahead.
So we have a surfing club. I see that that person caught on to that because I saw a picture. We used to have a skate club, but they're no longer active. So our surfing club, they're a sports club, and they travel all up and down the coast competing in NSSA. And they actually have individuals that go to state and nationals every year. So they're a very active club on campus.
Perfect. And that kind of leads to my next question. What is involved in starting a sports club?
All right. So to start a sports club, you just register, and what I would suggest that you do is we have a set of questions to get started in a club. We would like to know the information so we can guide you in the right direction. So I would encourage you just to email one of us, and then we'll get you going on to the track, because depending on what sport, or if we've had it before, or we've tried to get it going, or if we have one that's similar. Okay, we have an endurance club, that could be a track club, etc. So that would be an example, and we would just encourage you to go through our steps, and then we'll lead you through the way to make it a reality. So I'm hoping I'm answering a question. It's just, every sport is different. We've had everything from equestrian to rodeo, right? to request. With that said, is some things are possible and some things aren't. So we just encourage you to reach out to us. Thanks.
Thank you. Next is there an open pool on campus for swimmers to come and do laps?
No, there's not. We do have an endurance club that uses the Y, or there's a Pleasant Valley pool in Camarillo, and so essentially, they get lap times or time, pool time, and they go through that way to train, as well as we have what's called the ocean out here, the Pacific Ocean. That said, I'm teasing, but with that is we have community pools in Camarillo.
Thank you. The next question is, our students who are going to start for fall 2021, are they able to participate in these classes such as yoga and Zumba being offered now?
So for that, unfortunately, not yet. Once you're an official CI student, you're able to start as soon as we start in the fall. And typically our fitness classes will start the second or third week of the semester.
Thank you. Who should we contact regarding employment at the boating center?
You can email me, or you can send in just a general email to cibc@csuci.edu. Or email Jen, any one of us, or Nathan or Lauren, and we'll get it. Don't worry.
Perfect. So for those of you who want more information, I would get your phones ready, take a picture of this so that you can know who to contact if you had any other additional questions. So we have a couple more questions here. Do you need any experience to participate in both recreation center and boating center activities?
I can tackle the boating center. No experience necessary. You don't even need experience for us to hire you. We've hired students before that were learning how to swim at the same time they were employed through us. So we're no experience necessary. Absolutely not.
And that doesn't mean that you can't be a quality person and get hired, because we really require a lot from our student assistants. We essentially say, hey, we're going to offer opportunities to CI students because we want to create those opportunities for them. And what's better than a teacher like Captain Wade here, right? But with that said, is we challenge our student assistants to be top notch, and we have to hire them, based upon making sure that they're going to make those decisions, because we want quality people, because we're dealing with the public, we're dealing with the staff, faculty, and other students, and especially at the kids camps. We are out at the water. So with that said, it takes a lot of responsibility. So if you do know somebody that you think has what it takes to be a campus rec student staff, we would love to be able to talk with them about it.
And just to tack on as well, with all of our programs, definitely encourage you, if you've never tried something before, to try it now. When I was at CI, I tried camping, going to the islands, playing intramural sports, and that definitely enriched my time at CI and made me feel more part of the community. So definitely try new things.
Thank you. And I guess that kind of leads to the other question that a student had is, do you have to have previous athlete background to participate in these sports? Doesn't sound like, but they wanted to get some feedback.
Yeah, we have a lot of students that they're going to go to the Super Bowl and our flag football championships, and it's great to have that type of competitive nature. We have a great time because we have officials, and we're as realistic as we can. This might be the last hurrah for a lot of our students, and so we want to make it special. But with that said, though, is we have other students that just want to kick the ball around. Like, for example, you have some people in soccer that, hey, they just want to kick the ball around, just have fun and get some exercise. But then you have others that, take it on the other extreme. And that's where it's our responsibility to try to set you up in the appropriate league. During the regular years, we'll have like Monday league will be, just a general league. But then we have the real competitive league usually on Wednesday nights. And that's where you have the NBA championships and the champion all-stars coming in. But with that said, is we hope to answer your questions. If you do have any, type of fear, or, you're challenged a little bit, we'll guide you in the right direction and get you located in the right area. Just encourage you to reach out to the sports clubs, because there's a high quality group with the officers of each club, from sailing to, cheer. I mean, we're just impressed with students, especially CI students, because they make what CI is all about. And so hopefully we'll get to meet you and see if there's anything that we can help you with.
Thank you. We just have two more questions here just to wrap up the session. The last two question is, how many sports can you do within a year? Is there a limit?
There is no limit. The only limit is how much you can take on. Definitely want to put your academics first, but there is no limit on joining any amount of sports clubs or regular clubs, as well as intramural sports. So you can try anything once a semester, twice a semester, as many times as you'd like.
Thank you. All right. So last question is transportation free, including when renting equipment to camp on their own?
Yeah, that's such a great question. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, transportation is not included in the rental program. But if you were to participate in any one of our overnight trips for outdoor adventures, transportation is typically required if it's far distance from campus. So, but thank you so much for the question, and I hope everybody enjoyed the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. This was such a great presentation, and I hope our students, we had a really good amount of questions here for you. So thank you for joining us.